Hi, and welcome again to this lovely day vlog. I am resetting the garden and I am cutting back an old hedge which has gradually begun to just dry up over the years. And I think it's time for it to go. I've been meaning to cut it back for a while, and also because the church is the building you see on the other side is a church building. And they are thinking of putting up a wall over this short, brick wall here. They're putting up a fence rather on top of this short fence. Um, in the past, at the very back of my garden, there was a massive, huge tree that sealed off my garden and gave a lot more privacy. Brought around more birds and actually just stood as a security, practically speaking. But they cut that off as well without much warning at all. So now I'm beginning to rethink my garden, presenting my garden perhaps slightly differently and just tidying it up for the summer. So keep watching and join me as I go along. If you're somebody who likes gardening, if you're somebody who likes to, who believes that the garden is the sanctuary. I feel like it's the sanctuary of my home. It's a well-being place. It's a place to come out and just relax and um, take a slightly slower time to just relax and to unwind. I'm quite blessed that I have a little bit more time over the summer holidays. In terms of my flexibility for work, I find I have more flexibility and I can take time off and do things around the house. And this is part of it. This is just part of what I'm doing around the house and just resetting the entire atmosphere. Um, as some of you know, I'm somebody that is very, very keen on gardening. I like to plant my vegetables over the summer months, and I just like to spend a lot of time outdoors, which is very good for the well-being. So if you are a carer, if you're a mother with young children, a carer who looks after people with special needs, I think I'd just like to encourage you as well to actually pick up gardening. If you've got a space outside, that is for those who have a space, then this is something that I feel that you would really, really gain so much more out of. It is not just about cutting back plants and sweeping and pruning plants and everything. There's something that comes with gardening, and uh, it's like birthing new things. It's like birthing life. There is hope in gardening. You plant a seed and you hope that it will come out, it will grow. You hope that everything that you're doing will actually bring fruition. You'll have a result from your work. From It's like an expectation because you do not know how it will come out. If you're somebody who taught yourself gardening like I did over the years, everything I do now, I have self-taught by reading, by observing my work, my plants, and it has just graduated from there. And the first year I planted anything, it was just potatoes. And for me, it wasn't just, and it's not just. For me, it was just the actual harvest, the actual result. That is something that really brought me so much. Um, it just made me smile. There was something about it. Your own food that you grow by with your own hands, that skill and talent that God gave you to actually do that, I think it's really amazing. I don't know, maybe maybe you don't feel like me, or perhaps you do feel like me, but that is just it. So here I am actually just trying to clear some of the pots and weed out some of the uh, you know grown the weeds that have grown in the pots. And I also earlier on cut back some of the potato plants because They are actually almost due for harvest, the ones that you saw with the yellow leaves earlier on. And I just cut the leaves back a bit, and some of the other ones that were next to it as well with the greener leaves. So I chopped those leaves back because they were just getting too bushy and going onto the pavement. And I feel like as though if I cut back the leaves, I feel like there will be more nutrient going actually to the plant. This is what I've now learned to do with the majority of my plants. And I've noticed that each time I cut back any tomato vine plants, anything at all, my grape plant that I'm just learning to actually nurture, my aim is not to get any fruits from it this year because I don't think that will happen, as a matter of fact. So I think I'm going to give it until probably September into October. That is my grape plant. And I believe that I will prune it right back again and put a cover over it. So keep watching. So that's that as I go along. And I may just talk about different things as I go, and or whatever it is that I'm doing here. And yeah, so keep watching. So this is the garden as it is. This is that area where we sit as it is. This is the very first time I'm moving away this table in the garden. And I've had my young helper here, my son, who have asked to help me sweep the area. Um, this is the area where the plant that I was cutting back earlier on is a little bit of a nuisance, and it's been throwing down quite a lot of dry old stems. So I think it's actually time for it to go completely, although I'm not going to cut it back completely today. Now that is my old chair from some years back. I don't use it so much anymore. It's about to go anyway. Um, well, it's either I repair it or I let it go completely. Yeah, so here we will just start by sweeping the floor and removing some of my old pipes away. And we just want to sweep. Once we've done that, we'll move on to the next stage. One of the things that gardening has also taught me is that, very often we feel like as though we don't have a lot of time to do anything. Um, you'll say to somebody you're doing such and such a thing, and they'll say, "Where do you get the time from?" Now I understand that there is very little time. It is true, especially here in the diaspora where we all have such a tight work schedules, and everybody's ever so busy doing a lot of things, and there's not much time for things such as what I'm doing now. Maybe for many people, gardening is the very last thing on their mind, and I used to be that way until I gradually picked myself up and realized that actually I'm gaining so much more out of it. Um, Now, anyway, what I'm trying to say is that gardening has taught me that there is time from somewhere. Planting uh, crops, planting vegetables, and whatever else has taught me that somewhere along the line, or somewhere in a 24-hour day, or a 7-day week, or 30 days, month, I have time somewhere. I have time somewhere because I realize that eventually it takes time, but it doesn't take so much time. That time that I may have sat watching TV, um, or just sitting there and just scrolling on my phone, maybe um, I could have taken that 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or whatever that time is, and actually have planted some seedlings in little pots in preparation for a summer time. So I think it's a case of prioritizing. It's a case of just taking a little time, and just thinking, well, what is it that I need to do today? During this summertime that I'm off a bit more, I have a range of chores to catch up with in the house and around the house. And I take them day by day. I thank God for strength today, as a matter of fact. And with my little helpers, or my little helper here, I was able to push along and actually manage to do something, because it's honestly not my own strength. It's not our own strength that we get these things done. Some of this work can begin to creep up and really, add up in the end. But it's a joy. It's a joy to be doing this, because at the end of it, I can look back and say, wow, we've done all this and now we can sit and relax. Um, if you're watching for the first time um, on this channel, I graduated to lifestyle. We are graduating more to a lifestyle channel now. And thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you to all upcoming subscribers and viewers that view and don't subscribe. Please support my channel and help me get motivated to do some more lifestyle and other vlogs. Um, Previously, parenting is the other topic that we talk about here. We do talk about family and life in the United Kingdom or abroad, and also generally life around immigration matters. Um, as I say, I want to um, kind of reduce some of the topics that I talk about and move them elsewhere. So as time goes, many of you, my regular viewers, will see some slight changes perhaps. Do leave your comments, do share about some of the what you're watching, so that we can see how to get the very best vlogs out, to get the very best content out for yourselves. Now, at this point, I'd also like to talk to parents that are on holidays, special needs parents with young people and children. Regarding the long holidays, it can be quite long. Some days you'll be thinking, what do I do today? What's the plan? What's the plan next week? And it can get a little bit, if we are not careful, it can get slightly monotonous and it can pass us by. But with a little bit of planning, there is so much to do. There's so much, fun and times that you can have with your young people, whether it's training them to do things. Like here, I was just telling my son to actually pour the water in a specific way. He's helped me sweep it, and now I just wanted him to see how I was just going to uh, actually wash, the area. So some of the things that we have around the house to do, our young people and our children can actually help them. Please do involve them. Um, it might look like something that is not much, but they're actually really learning, and you get them off some of these screens that they like to be on, or games or anything like that. Now, I like this kind of time because it also gives me time to think about the days ahead, the weeks ahead, and the rest of the holidays. And this very uh, task that I'm doing here will enable me to organize uh, the garden and the table area, so that I can begin to have space out of the house to actually have gain some clarity for the holidays, to actually gain clarity for the year ahead, for the term time, both for myself and for my young people, for my family. Um, there are many goals I often have for each and every one of us, as a family, as and as individuals as well. Each young person, each child, whether they're adult or whether they're young, there are goals that you can set for them. Now, this is specific, especially for those young people with special needs, because of their development and the rate of their development. Each of them always has something that needs to be worked on, I believe. And this also goes for ourselves. Now, the other, idea for doing all this is, well, just to declutter as well, to clear, and for myself also to be able to sit out here, to breathe in fresh air, to eat out here, and just to be able to sit down, write down some goals, do journaling, and so forth. So, and I know that this is going to give me the motivation to actually go ahead and do those things. So I'm very happy that God has given me strength today to actually carry these tasks out alongside my sons, who I thank God for them. I thank them for their help. So that is the other thing, that's what I'm saying, that I would like to encourage parents to actually take some time out and get some of these tasks that you've been putting off. You'll be so relieved for it. And now for the holidays as well, if you're somebody who um, is able to get to the local beaches in your area. I mean, Kent has some really lovely beaches. Uh, uh, there's Ramsgate, there's Dame Church, and many other local beaches that you could look up and take trips to if you're able to. Eventbrite has some activities if you look carefully. The last time I checked, there were some trips to go to the seaside, but they book up so quickly. And if you're not doing it that way, then you're perhaps arranging to go as a family as well, and also just yourselves maybe in a car and so forth. And then check also the supermarkets. The local supermarkets might have eating children eat free if your children are under a certain age, eating free from certain time to certain times. And if you're special needs as well, check the indoor activity um, centers. Sometimes they have special needs specific focused hours for them. Also check your leisure centers. Um, they may have activities, and they may have changed their routine for swimming. If you want to take your child for swimming sessions, they may have changed their routine. And of course, that would be something that you should be able to perhaps find some reasonable activities to actually go for. It is actually surprisingly pleasant what you can find at some of these leisure centers. I found some activities on my local one the other day, and I was pleasantly surprised. So do look up the leisure centers. And the other place to actually look at is also the um, your council. Councils have what they call local offer. I believe if you Google your council plus local offer in your area, that brings up some activities that you can build up. You can build a picture, and you can build up in your your schedule. And then of course the other thing to do is to visit some of the craft shops. If your children are crafty, or if you want to introduce them to craft, whether it is crochet, whether it is beading, painting, whether it is tailoring, and so forth. These are some of the ideas that I'm just giving, that some of which I have done over the years for my young people who are now older, for my young children. So a breakdown there of some of the things that you could do throughout this summer to actually so that children can actually continue to learn while they're relaxed, and they're having fun. And then of course some days are actually just chilling, just mucking about. So yeah, that's what I wanted to just talk about there. And at this point now, I have moved from um, one side to the gym side, where my young men have their bodybuilding and exercising equipment. And I'm just sweeping and clearing that area as well. Um, Keep watching as we go along. And at the end of it all, um, I would have cleared the place. I would have, washed it. And I'm getting ready to actually receive my new parasol for the garden. And also in my next video, stay tuned and do look out for my next part 2 video of garden reset and summer activity ideas for children and young people, um, because I will be showing you um, how I will just set up my garden so that it's a smooth everyday way of using it, just sitting out and being able to actually relax, eat and enjoy the garden. um, Thank you so much for watching. If you've watched until now, please do, show some support and love and subscribe to this channel. God bless you until next time. Um, Bye bye. And do look out for my next video. Subscribe and click on the notification bell. Until next time, everything is by God's strength. Um, I'm wishing you a great summer. Um, God bless you and bye bye.